So one question a lot of people have when they're just starting to play the guitar is it better to learn on an acoustic guitar or an electric guitar? Which one's the best for me to start off on? And while you can learn on either of them, I do think it's better to start with an acoustic guitar. Now, if you have an electric, you're fine. You can use an electric for this entire course. You'd be fine. And for most courses, electric will work. But I think when you're just beginning to learn the instrument, the acoustic is a great way to go for a couple of reasons. One is that it's actually more of a workout with your hand, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It ends up building endurance that you wouldn't necessarily get if you started with an electric guitar. You have a very different set of strings on an acoustic and different tensions than you do with an electric guitar. An electric guitar is kind of easy to play, but the problem is a lot of people start off with an electric guitar, and then at some point you're always going to jump to an acoustic guitar, whether that be in a band setting or just sitting around the house or whatever. And you're going to find if you've only played electric, you're going to go to an acoustic, and it's going to be a little bit painful. Your fingers won't have the calluses that you'd need. So I think it's just better for that reason. But another big reason is the acoustic is simple and pure. It's music at its purest. There's no need for amplifiers or any effects pedals or any of that stuff. You have raw tone, and it's always better to start off with something at its purest and then complicate it more as you go. That's my theory on that. So if you're wondering which one to start with an acoustic. I think that's the better route. And most of the stuff will translate to electric. You do play the two a little differently. Obviously, you can play all kinds of stuff on electric guitar. From heavy metal to really nice sounding jazz or whatever. But you have a whole gambit of stuff to play on an acoustic. You have classical, flamenco style guitar. You have country, western. There's blues. You can do most of that on an acoustic. So stick with the acoustic. If you want to check out on this page, I've got some links that might help you out too in terms of what kind of guitar to buy. You don't have to spend a lot of money on that first beginner guitar. In fact, a couple $100 should get you a pretty good beginner acoustic guitar. You don't have to go out and buy a new top-of-the-line Taylor or Martin or something. So, in fact, I wouldn't in the beginning. I would stick with something that's decent sounding, decent playing, but something that's not going to break the bank. So that's my 2 cents. Start with the acoustic.